Hello everyone, this is Daryl, your family tree guy, and in this video I'm going to talk about some of the common questions asked when preparing for an individual's funeral. Alright, too often family members, when it's time to make funeral arrangements, there's a lot of information they may not know about the individual who's passed. So, if you don't know it, hopefully you can get that information before that time comes. Imagine sitting in the funeral home and unfortunately you don't know where your mother was born or your father was born. You don't know all the names of your parents, siblings, so on and so forth. And if you're lucky enough to still have those individuals alive and well, I recommend you ask those questions, opposed to waiting until they're gone and you're sitting there and you have an obituary with your mother had 25 siblings and you could only name 5. So here's a little list here. The deceased's full name. Do you know your parents' full name? Maiden name included. Nickname, date of birth, place of birth, the deceased mother's name, the deceased father's name. I got place of birth already. The mother's birthplace, father's birthplace. Do you know all the deceased's children's names? Even those outside children. Sometimes the father might have some outside children. Do you know the deceased's employment history? If he or she had, military history? The deceased likes and dislikes, that's for the obituary. The deceased living in-laws, the siblings who've passed, the deceased siblings who've passed, the grandchildren of the deceased, the great-grandchildren of the deceased, so on and so forth. So these are some questions, if you ask yourself, do you know? Do you have an elderly father and that's still living, or elderly mother? And do you know all of these things? Because if you live long enough, you will be making arrangements. And, I recommend get that information before it's too late. Before you're sitting in a funeral home looking foolish, not being able to tell the funeral director your parents' name or where they were born, so on and so forth. So that's basically it. That's basically it. Any questions? Let me know. Thank you.